Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID-19. Students, in the previous module we discussed about the works of a river. So here in this module we are going to discuss about peninsular rivers. So let us begin students. The peninsular rivers, the main water divide in peninsular India is formed by the Western Ghat. Means the main water divide, whatever the water divide we know, that is upland area between the river system, that is the main water divide between these, that is Western Ghat. This area is taken as a Western Ghat, and this you can see in this figure that most of the rivers are originating from this region only. Means from the Western Ghat these rivers are moving toward the east, and almost most of the rivers are moving from west to east toward the Bay of Bengal. Only these two rivers are here, that Narmada and Tapi, which is flowing from east to west and meeting to the Arabian Sea. So as here given that most of the major rivers of peninsula such as Mahanadi you can see here, Godavari you can see this is the longest river in this peninsular region. The Krishna, these are the main rivers, that Krishna river is here. Kaveri river you can here recognize and drain into Bay of Bengal. All these rivers are going to meet to the Bay of Bengal. These rivers make deltas at their mouths. You can see here, if you see the map, here these lines are showing that here deltas are formed by these rivers. Means triangular landmass can be seen easily in this area, and here also you can see that Mahanadi is making delta, and here Krishna and Kaveri rivers making delta in this region, and Krishna river is making delta in this region. Godavari river is also making delta in this region. So this way all these rivers are making delta at their mouth. There are numerous small streams flowing west of the Western Ghats. Many small streams can be seen here in this map. It is not very clearly shown that the small tributaries of these different rivers has not been shown. Only the main rivers shown in your textbook. But there are number of tributaries. For example, if you see that one example, that Krishna river is getting water from this Tungabhadra river also. It is acting as a tributary of this Krishna river. Now, the Narmada and the Tapi are the only long rivers which flow west and make estuary. Estuary is a place of meeting soft and salty water. In this region where the rivers are going to meet with the sea water, here in this region they are forming estuary in this place, and here this meeting point of salty and the sweet water is good for the growth of aquatic life. The drainage basin of the peninsular rivers are comparatively smaller in size if we compare the drainage basin of the Himalayan rivers. Of course, the rivers coming from the Himalayan region are much longer than the rivers flowing in the peninsular region. Now, we talk about the Narmada basin. Narmada basin can be seen here very clearly. Narmada rises in the Amarkantak hills in Madhya Pradesh. in this area. Amarkantak region is there. It flows toward the west in a rift valley. Rift valley is created due to the that earthquake activity, seismic activity. Due to that, some cracks are created, and that way this Western Ghat is having this gap, and through that gap only this Narmada Valley is able to flow from east to west and meeting to the Arabian Sea. On its way to the sea, the Narmada creates many picturesque locations as the Marble Rock near Jabalpur, where the Narmada flows through a deep gorge. Gorge is a valley region, or you can say the path of river where the river walls are almost vertical. Means very steep slope is there in the wall of the river, and that way here gorge is created, and the Dhauladhar Falls, where river plunges over steep rock, are some notable ones. Here steep rocks means very steep slope is there. You can say the almost vertical slope is there of the rivers, where this means of the rocks where this river is flowing. All tributaries of Narmada are very short. Whatever the different tributaries are meeting to this Narmada river, that tributaries are very short in their length, and most of these join the main stream at right angle. Right angle showing that already you have studied that there are rectangular drainage pattern created due to the availability of soft and hard rock parallel to each other, and that is why this Narmada Valley tributaries are joining it at right angle. The Narmada basin covers parts of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. As you can see here, that Narmada river is originating in this Madhya Pradesh region and meeting to Arabian Sea on its way. This is crossing the Gujarat region also in this part. Now the Tapi basin. The Tapi rises in the Satpura ranges in Betul district of Madhya Pradesh. This river also originates in this Madhya Pradesh region only. You can see here this river. It flows in a rift valley. Again, this just like Narmada Valley, it is also flowing through a rift valley. These rift valleys are generally created due to the earthquake and seismic activity, and the cracks are created in the crust, and through that cracks only this river is flowing. And Narmada is much shorter in length in comparison to the Tapi is much shorter in length in comparison to the Narmada. As you can see here in the map, that Narmada is covering this long distance, and almost half of this it is looking at Tapi river. The basin covers parts of Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Maharashtra, and here this is crossing this Madhya Pradesh region, some part of Maharashtra and then Gujarat. So these three states coming on its path. The coastal plains between Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea are very narrow. Whatever the coastal plains are created in this Western Ghat region, of course, that are very narrow because the slope is very high, and because of this high slope, steep slope, very narrow plains are created near the sea, near the ocean. Hence, the coastal rivers are short. Of course, this Western Ghat is at this verge only. In this region only, and Western Ghat is getting very less space to create the flat surface, to create the plain areas, and that is why the narrow plains are found, and rivers are also of shorter length. The main waste flowing rivers are Sabarmati, Mahi, and Bharatpuzha and Periyar. These are some other tributaries which are flowing toward the west. Now, the Godavari basin. The Godavari is the largest peninsular river. You can see here, Godavari is covering a very long distance if we compare other rivers flowing in the peninsular region. Here you can see this Narmada river also, Mahanadi river also, whatever these longer rivers are there. And that way, Godavari is looking longest, and that is why it is also known as Dakshin Ganga, as here given. It rises from the slope of Western Ghat in the Nasik district of Maharashtra. Western Ghats, you know that Western Ghat is at this corner only, western side of India. And here in this Western Ghat, this river is originating and covering these long distances, and on its path, the different states which are coming, that are Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra. Earlier it was Madhya Pradesh because Chhattisgarh was part of this Madhya Pradesh, but now this Madhya Pradesh is not coming on its path, that Godavari river. It drains into Bay of Bengal. The length is about 1500 km. So from this point to this point, this is covering a distance of 1500 kilometers. The drainage basin is also the largest among the peninsular river. Means its drainage basin is the largest drainage basin in comparison to all other rivers in the peninsular region. The basin covers parts of Maharashtra. About 50% of basin lies in Maharashtra, as we can see here in this map only. Almost 50% of this river is lying in the Maharashtra region. And rest, Madhya Pradesh should not be here. It is Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. The Godavari is joined by a number of tributaries such as Purna, Vardha, Pranhita, Manjira, Vainganga, and the Painganga. So these are some tributaries which join to the Godavari river on its path at different places. The last three tributaries are very large because of its length and area it covers. It is also known as the Dakshin Ganga. So, as the longest river is in this peninsular region, and just on the basis of the concept of Ganga river in the Himalayan region or the northern plain region, here in the peninsular region this is also known as Dakshin Ganga. Now, the Mahanadi basin. Mahanadi rises in highlands of Chhattisgarh. You can see here this Mahanadi is originating in this area and taking this path, and this way going to meet with the Bay of Bengal. It flows through Odisha to reach Bay of Bengal. On its path there is Odisha also coming on the way. The length of the river is about 860 km. Its drainage basin is shared by Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Odisha. According to the map, that Maharashtra is not coming on its path, but maybe some tributaries are coming from this Maharashtra region and joining to this Mahanadi, and that way its drainage basin is covering these all states. Now the Krishna basin. The Krishna rising from a spring near Mahabaleshwar, the Krishna flows for about 1400 km and reaches the Bay of Bengal. You can see here as Krishna originate in this Maharashtra region at the Mahabaleshwar near this place, and the Tungabhadra, the Koyna, the Ghatprabha, the Musi, and the Bhima are some tributary of this river. Here in this map, the major tributary has been shown, that Bhima, as you can see here in this map. Its drainage basin is shared by Maharashtra, as you can see this Maharashtra region, the Karnataka here, this Karnataka region, and the Andhra Pradesh. You can see here it is Andhra Pradesh and Telangana both nowadays. Both the places getting some part of this water, both the states. Now the Kaveri basin. The Kaveri rises in the Brahmagiri range of Western Ghat. Kaveri you can see here in this area. It reaches the Bay of Bengal in south of Cuddalore in Tamil Nadu. So in this Tamil Nadu region it is going to meet after crossing this Tamil Nadu region to the Bay of Bengal. The total length of this river is about 760 km. It is looking like just half of the Godavari river's length. The main tributaries are Amravati, Bhavani, Hemavati, and Kabini. So these are some tributaries which join on its path at different places. Its basin drains parts of Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. As you can see here, the different tributaries and of this river Kaveri draining to these different places and providing water facility to the different state, and that way it is covering the Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. These three states are getting benefit from the Kaveri river. Now, as a do you know part, the river Kaveri makes the second biggest waterfall in India, and that is known as Shivanasamudram Fall. The hydroelectric power is generated from the fall. You know that in the waterfall, water fall from a very high altitude, and that way it has a huge power to run something, and that way it is used for producing hydroelectricity and supplied to Mysuru, Bengaluru, and Kolar Goldfield. This was all about the peninsular rivers. Thank you. Have a nice day, students. We'll meet in the next module with some other topic which is given in your text. So, okay, bye all of you.